What's going on, EDK Sports Performance family? Coach Ryan here with this week's Coach's Corner. This week I wanted to talk about something that is a current and a local event and something that can really teach us a valuable lesson. Last week on Friday, story broke that 12 Tufts men's lacrosse players were diagnosed with rhabdomyolysis, also known as rhabdo. 7 of those players were sent to the hospital and hospitalized. And 3 of them, as I'm filming this video, still remain in the hospital. So a very scary and serious situation, and we wish a speedy recovery to all of those athletes who were diagnosed with rhabdo, and hopefully they make full recovery and can get back out to the field sooner rather than later. But this all occurred after a Tufts alumni who went through some Navy SEAL training came in and did a voluntary 45-minute workout for the men's lacrosse team. And then unfortunately the results were as they are. So it really brings to light a scary situation that we unfortunately see and hear about far too often. And that's people who are not qualified to give sports performance advice or run sports performance training or train anyone for that matter doing so and giving workouts, giving advice, and then unfortunate consequences for that. And very seriously in this situation, those athletes getting rhabdo. Just to give a little perspective on rhabdo, there's about 26,000 cases annually in the entire United States. So 12 of those taking place in one 45-minute workout is a really scary thing because it's not something that's super common, and it is something that could be life-threatening to someone who is diagnosed with rhabdo. So it's a really serious and concerning situation that they have over at Tufts for those athletes. So again, we really hope the best for all of those athletes that are still recovering and wish them the best getting back onto the field soon. But raises a bigger issue of unqualified people training athletes and training people. It's really important to know who is running the training for your athlete or for yourself and making sure that that person is qualified to do so. So making sure that they have proper certifications from nationally recognized organizations. Unfortunately, there's some certifications that you can get overnight basically. You take a 10-question quiz and all of a sudden you are now a certified trainer. So making sure that it's a nationally recognized certification that the person that you're working with or your athlete's working with has, that they're doing continuing education. Things change and new ideas come out, new methodologies come out, so making sure that whoever's working with your athlete or yourself, that they're staying up to date on those things and that they're not falling behind and using things that are outdated or that science has found that there's a better way of doing this that may be safer or more effective. And also making sure that, you know, the person is working with athletes. So training athletes can be a little bit different than training your general population client. With an athlete, you have, for most athletes, an off-season and an in-season, and making sure that that person's adjusting training for that situation. Your training in-season and training in the off-season should look a little bit different. Some athletes do not really have a complete off-season where they're playing multiple sports year-round. But again, a coach should be able to adjust things based on where that athlete is. If they have a tournament, if they just had a tournament, if they're sore, if they're feeling really good, a good coach is going to be able to adjust things for them. And making sure that your coach is planning your workouts and it's not just some willy-nilly program. And unfortunately, in situations like this, a lot of times what happens is it gets thrown under the guise of their training to be mentally tough and, you know, hard work wins and all stuff like that. And unfortunately, a lot of times those workouts aren't actually doing anything except for making people tired. A quote I really like is, "Any idiot can make you tired, but a coach will make you better." At the end of the day, we tell all of our athletes that we don't necessarily need you walking out of here crawling and needing to take the elevator to get up the stairs because your workout was so grueling and so hard. What we really want is you to be better, whether that be, you know, emotionally, mentally, and obviously physically, but we want you to be better. So when you leave our facility, you're feeling better than when you came in. Yeah, you might be a little bit tired. Yeah, you might be a little bit sore, but we want you to be leaving better prepared to compete, to perform on the field, or just in life. So making sure that you're not just doing things to make things hard, because anyone can run you into the ground and throw things at a wall to make you tired, but a really good coach is going to care about your well-being and care more about than just making you tired, but they want to make you better. So again, to just kind of recap things, really make sure that you're aware of who your athletes are working with, and making sure that it's someone who is qualified, they are certified, they're doing continuing education, continuing to learn and get better themselves as a coach, and make sure there's someone who, if you do have an athlete that trains athlete and understands the needs of athletes and how to adjust things for those athletes, and that the workouts they're doing aren't just making them tired, but they're making them better. So if you're checking all those boxes, which I know we do here at the club, then you are in a good spot and hopefully can avoid scary situations like this. If you have any questions about our training, about our coaches, and kind of how we like to train our athletes, feel free to reach out, and I would love to connect, and we will see you guys in next week's Coach's Corner.